Alrighty. Good morning. Not good morning. Hi, everyone. So today we're going to do a live stream, and I want to share some tips on how to get started with creating a webtoon and what tools I use, some of the resources that I use. But first, let me make sure that you guys can see me. Give me 1 second. Okay. You can see me? Hi. Good afternoon. So, to keep this brief, I want to do a Q&A at the end of the live stream. So if you have any specific questions that you'd like me to answer, feel free to let me know. I did not connect my chat. Give me 1 second. Let me just go back to the wait screen real quick. There we go. Oh. And let me connect my chat so that I can see your guys' comments. Just so that I don't miss any important questions that I might need to answer like right now, which is totally fine. But while I do this, I do want to just let you guys know I will be inking in a comic page as well. Hey, there you guys are. Hi, everyone. I see your names. Let me get the pop-out screen so I can go over here so I can add you guys. But hi, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. I was so worried about whether or not the timing would be too late of a time to have the live stream. Let me go back here. You guys are just going to stare at me for a second. I'm sorry. I got to edit this. Add the link. Select all. Paste. Click OK. Then your guys' comments should pop up. Hey, there you are. I also have my husband helping me moderate the comments too so that I can try to just stay focused. Now, for the first thing, resources. These are some of the resources that I use when I am having an artist block, if I can't figure out what I want to draw, or if I just need some help conceptualizing like an idea in my head, because my brain's like, I can't think of nothing. So I like this website called Art Breeder. Let me go ahead and pull it up, and I'll drag it on over here. Can you see? There we go. We'll get to this part of the live stream eventually, but let me pull this over here, pull this down. So Artbreeder is a great website to use if you are looking for reference, if you want to build your own characters and whatnot. And for me, how my mind works, if I don't see it, I can't imagine it. So having something in front of me to look at helps me to be able to draw. Not everybody is like that. Like some people can just draw right off the top of their head. For me, that's not my gift. I don't have that natural talent just to draw without using any reference, just to draw. Ooh, it's in my head, and I don't have that talent. I don't have that skill. So using tools like artbreeder.com's website and then also 3D models helps. So now the second resource that I want to provide or share with you guys is the golden ratio template from makingcomics.com. I'll have all of this linked on my website. I'll need to add the link below to where you guys will see all the resources and whatnot within that area. Hi, just saw somebody else join. Hi. So the golden rule, the golden ratio. Again, remember how I mentioned how I can't create stuff off the top of my head? Same thing applies with where I place stuff. I don't know where to place stuff. I don't see the natural balance of things. That's not my gift either. So what I use to help me is the golden ratio. It's literally, you just slap it. Let me just scroll down to the part that you guys can read through this. Their website is makingcomics.com. But anywho though, I just slap that template onto my canvas. I'll show you guys that later on. And I just place the panels either by the X's, or I place my word balloons either by the X's. I love it. Like right here, here's an example. Their website is awesome. When I found their website, I was like mind blown. I love it. And I use it to help me find out where I need to place my panels, because I want it to be balanced. I want it not to be confusing for other people who I share it with. So this helps. Why, how, I don't necessarily quite know, but it works because it looks nice when I look at my comics, and other people are like, "Oh, that's nice." So I'm happy with it. I don't question it. Anyways, I'm a little nervous. I need to stop twitching. The next resource that I want to share with you guys is the manga panel templates. Now, if you are someone who you have trouble also like creating panels from guides and whatnot, and you kind of just need like that step of having stuff already pre-made for you, which is totally fine because everybody learns and draws and creates art differently, or at least that's what I believe. Everybody believes differently too. So anywho, this website on deviantart.com, it's called The Manga Makers. It's their group. Or if you want to type in comic templates, that's the user's name that I found that has like a whole zip file of all these pre-made comic panel templates. So if you want to do like a traditional style comic instead of a webtoon style comic, this is a great tool to use. I used it. I have it like already printed out. Like when I found it years ago in 2008, I printed that out, and I mean now I don't really have to use that as much. I just use the golden rule thing and just like slap panels together. I'm like, as long as it's balanced, I'm fine. I've gotten out of that phase of wanting to have like panels that are like dynamic and stuff. I'm tired and I'm old and I just want it how it is. But if you like to do like the dynamic angles and just like, look at this, look how creative all this is, utilize their templates. They're like, here, use this to make your stuff. So yeah, next resource. I know I'm going kind of fast, but we gotta go to bed soon. My bedtime is very late. It's past my bedtime. Not that it's late, but it's fine. This is fine. This is fine. The next tool is Celtic. I love this program because it is a script writing program, and I use TextEdit to write my scripts, but it's so disorganized because I tend to forget which character is talking. So I just like have a line of dialogue and then more you know what, let me go ahead and show you. Don't laugh. You can laugh, but be nice. Okay, so I use iPages for my webtoon. I should have used Celtic. I used it for Love Fighting, my printed comic book. But for whatever reason, I was just too lazy and I decided just to throw everything in Pages. and just, yeah. Celtic helps with organization. You can put your character's name. Why am I not showing it to you guys? Here it is. Oh no, my computer, it's going slow. Here it is. Don't. There we go.
Hey.
Oh, yes?
So you have a question in regards to Webtoon panels, I think. Somewhere on here.
You didn't see it on yours? No, it's...
Have
You could just read the question to me.
to make sure you answer it.
You just want to be in the camera. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do you know what the specific question is? Because I can't see it.
In reference to panels, if you can use panels on Webtoon.
If you can use panels?
You use the same panels that you were showing just a moment ago.
On Webtoons? Yeah. Let me see if I can... Babe, you gotta read the specific question. I don't think you worded their question. So if you're asking, do I use comic formatted pages on Webtoon? I don't have my comic School of Memories, which is a traditional style comic. I don't have that one on Webtoons, but I have that on To Pass. And I haven't had any issues. And I've also seen other creators who keep their comic in the traditional, like 5-panel style comic. They have also posted their comic on Webtoon as well. And people haven't had any issues with reading it. Like, it's still gained. They still have lots of subscribers. They still have lots of likes. So I definitely will encourage you to kind of push past that fear of, well, it doesn't look like everyone else's. It's okay. your comic is awesome and it can go on to Webtoons platform. They want comics up on there. It's going to get them, traffic. So yes, I haven't had any issues, and I believe you can put that style of comic on there. I mean, I did it on To Pass, so you could be like, well, S-Morishita Studio did it, and I'll be like, yep, sure did. So if anybody gives you any slack, whatever the word is, you let them, you tell them I did it, and then I'll be like, yeah. Anyways, let me focus. I'll end up pulling up the comments because my moderator he's struggling. He's tired. He's tired. No, honey, you don't have to post the links. You just got to read the questions for me.
Somebody asked for it. What was that first one? Art something.
Artbreeder.com. No, Breeder. Oh, Lord, don't post. Art Breeder? Yeah, there you go. I'll also have the links, guys, on my website. I made an FAQ page. I'll link that down below after the live stream if my poor husband ends up sending you guys to a weird website. So I am sorry. He's not the most technologically advanced. I mean, neither am I, but you're doing great, honey. He's doing great, right, guys? Anyways, back to the Celtic. So as you can see, it has the option to write narrator. It has the option basically to categorize what the dialogue is easily. You just hit tab, type the narrator's name, hit tab again, type the scene where it's at. I'll show you what my script looks like. Don't laugh at me. So as you can see, this is my script for my comic, Whisper of Cinnamon. And I have no clue which character is saying what. I just threw it all up on the page. And that's how my script looks. Now with Celtic, with Celtic, I could have had it looking like this, how organized, but I chose not to. Why? Because I was being lazy and I wanted to start the comic. So I definitely recommend Celtic's website. Now, we're getting to the last resource that I want to recommend. And it's this website. It's off of GitHub. It's called Crappy. And what it does, it will help you reformat your image files. So whether you draw traditional style comics and you have an image, a JPEG, if you will, or a PNG of your traditional style comic, and you want to get it onto Webtoons website, this platform will help resize the image for you so that the image can fit on their website. So again, if you have a traditional style comic like this, you see the panels? Ooh, the panels. You can just upload your images onto Crappy. It will resize it down to either Webtoons 800 by 1280 upload size, or you can it will resize it down for you according to Pass uploading size, and you don't have to worry about it stretching it or squishing it or it looking weird. It will I don't know what the word is for it, but it'll make sure it doesn't look weird. It won't stretch it out for you. It'll just literally slice it and shrink it down. I love it. I love Crappy. Hold on, my book fell. I love Crappy. I love using it because I can also use it when I'm on my tablet. If I want to make a webtoon on my tablet, I can still reformat the image files that I made on my tablet directly on their website and then just upload the images directly from my tablet. So yeah. Oh, I do have a video on my YouTube channel showing how to upload a webtoon onto Webtoons platform on a mobile device. So you can go check that out if you want to, but just the answer is you go to your web browser and you click request desktop. It's in the settings, or you click the little AA button. If you have a tablet, if you're on your phone, go to your browser settings. Don't you use that app. The app does not have the upload feature, only the browser. So you open up your internet browser on your phone or tablet and you click the select request desktop version, and boom, it's going to be there for you. Now, we're going to move on to tools. I came prepared. I already had, don't fall down. I already have some stuff already right here. So, the glow right here is coming from my Cintiq display tablet. And I use that to draw all of my comics. Now, I don't recommend this for beginners because it costs a lot of money. It is a steep investment. I had to save up years to be able to get this. And you need a computer for it to work. So if you don't have a computer, this tablet's not the display, the Cintiq, you can't use it. So you're going to need a computer. So if you have a computer, you can get, then the display tablet will work. Now, a good alternative to the display tablet, if you don't really want to draw on a screen, but you want to draw like as if you're drawing in a sketchbook and you're staring at a screen, would be the Wacom Intuos. This is old as well. I got this back in 2007. I got my display tablet in 2010, and they both work like new. So I love Wacom's this Cintiq and this tablet because I love it. I have my daughter using my old Bamboo. They last long for me. The ones I had, they last long for me. They might not last long for others. I don't know. But for me, I love them and they last long. And I can use them on my MacBook. It's not over here. I gave it to my daughter because she wants to start drawing digitally too. But I use it on my MacBook. I can use it on my iMac, which I have right here. And yes, this is a graphic tablet. There is no screen to draw on. It's literally like a sketchbook. You draw on here while staring at your screen. So that's that. Now, hold on. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, you don't see that. Yes, honey.
Somebody is using Ibis Paint on their phone. What should you be using for the panel size?
For the panel size for Ibis Paint? So, that's a very good question. He did a good job. He remembered your question. Good job. So for Ibis Paint, when I am drawing, I can only make my height so big. I like to draw big. The reason why is because I hate when it looks blurry. And for me, my webtoons end up looking blurry if I draw in the 800 by 1280 canvas size. So I just don't draw in that canvas size for my webtoon. I draw with the width 1600 and I have the height on Ibis 2800 for the height. And that helps me to have nice crisp images. And then I can have Crappie's website resize and slice it for me. And I don't have to I don't have to change it back down to 800 by 1280. Crappie's website will do it. And my images will look nice and crisp. So that's what I would do with Ibis Paint. And then, that's a great question that you said that because Ibis Paint is a great alternative to use on the iPad. If you don't have Clip Studio Paint, use Ibis Paint. If you don't have a display tablet, use the iPad and the Apple Pencil. You don't need a computer for the iPad. You don't need to worry about the calibration issues that my Cintiq likes to have. You don't have to worry about the calibration issues of the Apple Pencil. It just touch and it works. I love it. Let me show you some of the illustrations. Should I say that for... you're going to see some of the illustrations I drew on my iPad. Why am I showing this to you now? Because you guys are stuck at my live stream. So let me put that over here. Let me put this over here. Okay. Here are some of my illustrations that I did on my iPad. These were photo redraws. And I like them. Do you like them? See? I did this on my iPad. I don't know if I did that on my iPad, but I believe I did that on my iPad as well. So you can draw amazing tools. You don't need heavy-hitting programs to still be able to create heavy-hitting images that are awesome. I don't know how to use words. You can still create great stuff with stuff that does not cost an arm and a leg. Yes, that's how I want to explain that. Now, the last thing. If you don't have an Apple Pencil because for whatever reason that you just can't find them, I definitely recommend this website called Add On It. I don't know how I'm saying it. I'm thinking it's Adonit, but I don't think that's proper speaking. So I think it's ad on it if I broke it down like that. I love their stylus. There's some that are like $24. I can use them on my iPad. I believe I can use them on my, I think I can use them on my phone. I don't know if I can use them on my Wacom product. I can't remember. But I know I can use it on my iPad and on my smartphone. So I definitely recommend them as a great digital tool alternative. If you're like, well, what digital tool should I use to draw? iPad, Apple Pencil, add on it, or any other smart tablet. And Ibis Paint, I love them. Mwah! It's a perfect combination. And, here's Ibis Paint, but it's an app. You can't get it on the desktop. But you can get, it didn't load all the way. You can get Webtoon Paint, which is also another great free app alternative. It has the multi-page feature that Clip Studio Paint EX has. You can, of course, size your canvas any way that you want in Webtoon as well, so you can make webtoons on it. It works on PC, it works on tablets. I have it on my tablet. Some of those pictures were also done in Webtoon Paint as well. I have it on my phone, my smartphone, and then finally one other program. This is for desktop. This program is called Krita, I think. Krita, I don't know. Krita is what it's called. And it has the image slicing feature that you can utilize if you don't want to have to use Crappie's website to slice your images. It has its own built-in image slicer to where it will slice your image for you. It'll slice the height. But I haven't figured out how to get it to... There's something weird about it. And it's probably because I'm stupid that I can't figure this out. But it changes the width down to 400. And I'm like, no, I want it at 800 whenever I use like the image slicer. So I'll have to figure that out. We can come back to that. We can do another live stream where I'm just working on that. It's okay. We don't have to know everything. Why? Because we're chaotic over here. We're chaotic and we're okay with that. But Krita is another great alternative. There's lots of people on YouTube who use Krita to make webtoons. Now, what I mostly use a majority of the time, Clip Studio Paint on desktop. I don't have their app version, but they do have an app version. But like I said, Ibis Paint, Webtoon Paint, those are great app alternatives to Clip Studio Paint if you don't want to have a monthly bill. They do have their paid versions to where you can get access to more of their free tools, but if you just want if you're starting out and you just want to get started on digital drawing, Ibis Paint and Webtoon Paint, they're great tools to start off with. They're great tools for professionals to use as well. I mean, I use them, and you guys think I'm a professional, right? I got some books published. Look, you want some books published? I got books published. Look at all this. I got this book published. The line, it got messed up with the printing, but it's published. I got some other ones, but they're hidden. And this live stream is I haven't even started drawing. But yeah. Now, one last thing I wanted to show you is Webtoon's new feature for uploading on their website. I love this feature because I no longer have to worry about resizing all of my panels. I can just, we'll just go to one of my other episodes on my Webtoon. And I'll go to not season final, because that's going to spoil it for you. We'll go to the beginning. We'll go to the first episode so I can show you what I'm talking about. So when we go here, with Webtoon's platform, I don't have to resize my 1600 by 4800 on my computer. On my tablet, it's 2800. I don't have to resize that. I can upload that big, fat, chunky thing right into their platform, and they resize it for me. Look, they added it right here. Look, they resize it for me. They do the work for me. I like that. Do it for me. If you could draw it for me, that'd be great. But then again, I'd be like, no, because I want to draw it, because I'm a very prideful person, and it's like, haha, I drew that, so I want that feeling. But I digress. Webtoon now has a feature to it will resize your images for you. So if you're like, well, I don't know what size to draw in, just draw in a big enough canvas size, and then Webtoon will resize it for you. I definitely recommend sticking to 1,600 for the width. The height, I could care less about that. But the width, it's the width. I don't like drawing an 800 because it looks blurry. I don't like it. Maybe someone else has figured out a way, because I don't like it, so I don't draw on that size. But yeah. And finally, this is my webtoon, Catch Me If You Love Me, but I have that link below, so I'm not going to stay on that. I am now going to show you the process on how to create. We're going to create a webtoon file in Clip Studio Paint. Here are my webtoons. Here's what mine look like. A webtoon, some people work in one long vertical strip. I don't. I like to work in pages. I like to work in multiple formats, and it looks like one long vertical strip. Let me go ahead and show you. You're going to need some proof. And this is not me. I'm not advertising, but it just happens to be where I got to show it to you. This is definitely not a self-promotion. My comics called Catch Me If You Love Me. It's on my website, S-Morishita.com, and Webtoon Canva. Anyway, so what's that? You see how it's just all scrolling? You can't even tell that it's multiple cut-up images. That's the magic of webtoons. You upload multiple images, multiple files. There are multiple files. It's not one long vertical file that you upload. It's multiple files, and it looks like one vertical file. That is what I got stuck on so bad when I first started out trying to make a webtoon. I'm like, how they get the long vertical file in there and I can only upload 800 by 1280? It's because it's chopped up. They upload pages, and the pages are stacked up vertically instead of horizontally, Shireen. And it's like, oh, that makes more sense. And well, that's that page. We're going to be inking in that. But anyways, so that's why I format my pages like this. Now, if you don't have Clip Studio Paint EX, you won't have this multi-page feature. But like I mentioned before, Webtoon Paint has this multi-page feature, so you can check them out and use them. Why am I doing this? So, I'm going to walk you through how I create my canvas size. I go to New. I can use this one if I just want to make one long canvas to draw in, and I can just change it 1600 by 4800. I can do that and individually make the pages. If I don't have Clip Studio Paint EX, that's fine. Or I can do this one in Clip Studio Paint EX, and I can go ahead and go to one of its presets. I'm not using the 800 preset for the width. I'm using the 1600 preset for the width. Now that height is too long. I get overwhelmed easy. But if you don't, you might like that height, because then you can put all the panels all on one file. It's just some people's computers might, if your computer gets overwhelmed easy, I definitely recommend working in a shorter file if your computer gets overwhelmed easy. The reason why is with webtoons, you're going to have to, I use layers. So let's go ahead and go over to this webtoon. Here is my word balloon layers. Here is my panel layer, panel folder. I have a video explaining all that also on my YouTube page if you want to check that out. Here is my color layer. Here are my background layers. Here is my inking layer. More background, other random layers. And then on top of that, I had that's my template. That's how I use a template. And then, of course, I have my panel rough draft layers. But yeah, you see how many layers I already have in just this one thing. So imagine a long file with lots of different layers, because you got it. If you're like me, it might slow down your computer. It might not. If you work in like 3 layers, and you might not have an issue at all. I like to work in individual layers because my anxiety, I know I'm going to mess it up, and I don't want to have to redraw everything if I have my colors and my ink all on the same layer. I keep them separate, because I might make a mistake and I don't want to have to redraw everything. But yeah, you know what? Let me ask my moderator if there's any other questions on this before I get started. I'm going to actually open up the Q&A here eventually, soon. There's one last thing I want to actually talk about, and that is addressing the fear that I recommend using. How do I word this? Because you guys can do whatever you want to do. I guess what I'm trying to, I use reference. I use 3D models. That's just how my brain processes things. That's how my brain digests and understands how to draw. I don't have like a natural talent of drawing from nothing. That would be awesome if I did, because I'll cut down on some time, but I don't. So I use reference. Now, the thing that stopped me the most from using reference, or at least from sharing that from just using it when I was younger, like super. No, there was a time I did use it. I don't know. The thing that scared me from references and doing what I do is because I was afraid I wouldn't grow. I was afraid that it would be a crutch, and I wasn't taking into account for some people that it might be a crutch because for their brain, they need to walk and create this way. For my brain, this helps to strengthen my legs, strengthen my art legs in a metaphorical sense, to be able to create. So let me show you. I'm sorry, that just hit the mic. Where is this? So, here is a picture of some of my old artwork. And I had used reference for this back in 2007. And I found a magazine or did I use a picture of myself? I think I used a picture of myself, like, holding the thing. I used reference for this. Now, this was, 2011? I think I did this last year or the year before last. I can't remember. This is the same picture, redrawn. Again, I still use reference, but as you can see, I made progress. It looks different. The coloring, the line style, all of that, it looks different. I still grew. My growth didn't get stunted. And for me, sometimes I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about not being able to, because some people are like, oh, well, you won't be able to draw freehand. I decided to draw a picture of my daughter. I don't know if you can see this. I have a photo on the computer. I decided to do some sketching. And this is a picture of my daughter as Nezuko-chan, and then just some random anime boy in Zenitsu. And as you can see, that looks a lot different than this. I think this looks very nice. And I'm sure there's probably going to be somebody saying, oh, that looks like crap. It's fine. I don't care. If you think it looks like crap, that's fine. I'm not going to die because your opinion might be that you don't like it. It's okay. Yeah, thank you, dear. But my point is, I'm starting to realize that reference helps someone like me. If you are someone like me who struggles with trying to do what other artists do in their specific way, and using reference is what helps you to thrive, then come over to my corner. Follow my channel, and we can all use reference together and support each other and encourage each other. And give positive affirmation, because our inner critic can just be so mean, because all I want to do is draw. I want to enjoy my process, and I want to draw. And using reference has done that. Let me show you some old art pieces so that you can kind of like see my growth at least. So this is the stuff that I drew back when I was first getting started with drawing. And this is the stuff that I am drawing now. Still using reference the whole entire time, but I still grew. So it wasn't the reference, in and of itself. I love that picture. It was still something in me that was developing. I don't know how to word that very well, but I just wanted to mention that. Now, I'm going to get my chat open so I can see it, because I think my husband walked away from his computer. You're here? I was just getting a little drink. Oh, so you did walk away from the computer, okay? I got my ears open. Your ears, babe, you can't hear the chat. I'm just messing with him. I'm nice. I am nice. I'm just, not nice to him. So I'm kidding. I love you. I'm about to pull up I'm going to pull up the chat so that I can actually see it. Because I'm going to start, I'm going to have you read off any questions, and then I'm also going to start I'm going to start inking.
I think the only thing that you didn't answer was the
Oh, I didn't
No,
answer a
that
question?
I didn't put on there. Someone was asking for links earlier. I didn't put one on for the golden rule link. I couldn't figure out which one that one was at.
That was the makingcomics.com, but I'll link that to the page. Okay, so now I'm going to get started on inking this page in, and I'm going to have my husband read off any questions that I might not catch. And I guess this portion of the live stream is now open to any Q&A that you guys might have that I didn't cover or that you just have in mind. And we will end the live stream in about 15 minutes, so 10:30, just so that, because it's getting late, you guys. It's past our bedtimes. So yeah, go ahead, and I'm going to just ramble, but go ahead and ask whatever questions you might have while I ink in this new comic that I'm doing called Whisper of Cinnamon. I plan on posting it on Webtoon also. So babe, any questions that come in, you're going to let me know? Thank you. What are you eating? Let me just go through this real quick. Okay, I did answer the question. Yay me. Okay. Time for inking. So, I am kind of curious if any of you are planning on making a webtoon, whether it's for a friend or whether it's just to redraw a favorite trope of yours. You know, you don't have to publish your webtoon and turn it into like a whole career thing. If you don't want to, you can legit just make stuff just for the fun of it. So I'm kind of curious, are any of you doing something like that? Are you just is there a webtoon that you want to end up making just for the fun of it? Just to see one of your favorite characters in a situation that you like? I mean, that's a great way to write a story if you don't know what kind of story to write. Just find your favorite character that you like and make your own little webtoon fanfic.
Hey, what's your favorite step in the comic making process?
When it's finished. My favorite step in the comic making process is when it's finished. I do love the inking process because I'm legit just tracing over my lines. I love tracing. Oh my god. I will trace over a 3D model in a swiftness and have so much fun. But yeah, my favorite process in the webtoon making thing is when it's done. Because I can't. You're planning on I'm still making my buffer at the moment. Only 1.5 episodes left to make. Good job! That's exciting! You're like at the home, what's it called? The home run? Is that the word? Babe, is that the word? The home run? Home mark? They're almost finished.
Oh, yeah, you're about to make the,
What? Oh, my husband's eating food. I want to make a webtoon inspired by a dream I had. Home stretch is the word. I want to make a webtoon inspired by a dream I once had. I like that idea too. I remember having you ever had like those really good dreams and it's like, oh yeah, this would be a great story. And then like when you wake up, you're trying to write it down and it's like, oh no, I forgot everything. It's the worst feeling, but I think that's also a great idea. If you don't know what to make a story off of, just think of a dream that you might have had. Also, using the 5W and 1H method, who, what, when, where, why, how, that can also help when you are outlining a story and you feel like it's getting out of hand. That's what I do because my comics are constantly getting out of hand. I have so many that I just put on a pause. I'm like, I'm not finishing this. This story's gotten out of hand. We're not doing this to ourselves. So the who, what, when, where, why, how method, I love it. Let's see, we got comments. Tavi. Also, I have a better time drawing than making the dialogue and stuff. See, the dialogue part, that one's interesting. I think that might be my second favorite part to do. Even though I suck with my words. You know what? No, I don't like the dialogue part either because I'm like, man, I gotta draw this. So I think the inking is yeah, it's my favorite. But that's we both don't like the dialogue part. Why don't you like the dialogue? Is it because you're like, oh man, I gotta draw this? Or is it more so like trying to figure out how to like make the dialogue sound believable? Let's see. Charlisa? I'm gonna say this right. Charlesi say. I had to go to speech class, and I remember my teacher. No, let me tell the story. I remember my teacher. She was like, "It's the sh makes a sh sound. And the th makes a th sound." And I remember I was saying it over and over, and she was like, "No, that's not it. That's not it." And in my head, I'm like, I'm saying exactly how you're saying it. And for whatever reason, me trying to say the E and the S reminded me of that. But anyways, Charlize said, "I always wanted to learn how to draw this style of drawing, and I would love to make a webtoon. I actually already have a story written up. I haven't gotten to drawing because I'm not too good yet. If it helps you feel better, I'm not good either." I mean, even at this level, I still don't feel like I'm good. And the only way that my art got to this level is because I still kept drawing even when I was feeling like I'm not good. So if you won't, I don't want to say you won't, because, life is interesting. But I definitely recommend, if you want to make a webtoon, but you are worried that you're not good enough, you're definitely good enough. If you got the passion to make the webtoon, and you got something in your heart is telling you, "Hey, I want to make a webtoon," then that's a good enough sign and proof for you to know that, hey, I'm good enough to do that. Because I like to think of it like this. You know how some seeds only sprout when they're ready? Like, that's what that feeling of, I want to make a webtoon. That's kind of like an indicator. You're ready then. Let's do this. You got that feeling now. I want to make a webtoon, So that's, I don't know. That's kind of like just kind of how I see it. It's, if you got the feeling that you want to make it, then you're ready. You're good enough. And you can sprout and create a wonderful webtoon. And people will love it too. Okay? Because I was sharing my webtoons and my comics online when I was... Let me show you. Hold on. This is so chaotic. Oh my God. I'm never going to get this comic page done. Okay, so I had a college professor, and I wanted to enter this contest with Tokyo Pop. And I showed him my comic because I was kind of nervous because I wanted to see if I was good enough. And here's the comic. That's my entry list. But here's the comic that I showed to my college professor. He looked at the comic, and he told me that I wasn't going to get anywhere with the comic and that I should give up trying. And that's kind of like how we talk to ourselves. I'm not good enough at starting a webtoon. That same outrage that you might have had, or that, hearing that story that probably caused like an outrage for you, like, how dare the art teacher tell you that he should be encouraging you to draw, then kind of turn that around and see that that's what you're saying to you. Use that same outrage and be like, "Nah, I'm good enough to draw. I could do this. We're going to draw this webtoon." That I want you to be encouraged. You are good enough, okay? And you that's the beauty of art. We're ever growing, Even if you stop drawing for a while. I stopped drawing for like 2 years after I had my twins. I'm like, I ain't drawing nothing. So sick of drawing. I'm sick of art. I hate it. I stopped drawing for like 2 years. And then I was like, I felt like drawing again. So even if you stopped and you want to start back up, it's still there. That's the beauty of art. It's still deep in our brain. And I believe it's going to just click right back to where it was. You didn't lose out on time, because having a mental break is important for art development. Because if our mind, well, for me, if my mind isn't healthy and in a good space, my art is not gonna follow. My art, I need my head to be healthy and clear. And if that means taking a break, then I will do that in order for my art to thrive and grow. That's like tilling the ground. You got to till the ground to get some earth. There's no seeds growing while you're tilling the ground. You need a moment of silence and pause, and then the growth shall come. I trailed off. I'm sorry. Let me see. Where was I? I can't stand dialogue when it takes way too long. Yes, you feel the pain. Alrighty, Tabby said, I know what they want to say, but like I have a better time doodling first, but going on Google Doc and writing it just zaps me out of it. Yeah, the that part of the dialogue to where it's like overwhelming, that's when I use stick figures. I'll use the stick figure and I'll put the dialogue right there just so I can kind of like have a guide on, okay, how are the characters placed in this scene, just to help get me through that my mental mind block. What is this? Where's her hair? But yeah, I definitely, yeah. It's that overwhelming list of things to do that's, woo, can make your brain freeze up. Let's see. I don't think anyone feels their art is good enough when they start their comic. Yeah, but don't let it stop you. You're going to improve so much. Exactly. Making a comic makes your art improve. So it really does. That's like practice built in. Like at art college, we drew. There was no, oh, I got to get better before I can draw. They were like, here, draw this, draw that. They just kind of like threw you in, and you know, I just kind of took that and applied that to my comic instead of me being like, oh, I got to wait until I've mastered human anatomy to be able to draw this. No, start drawing it now. For me. Now, for other people, that might not work well with their anxiety. So if you need to be able to practice it a little bit before you jump into the deep end, do whatever is best for you mentally. I'm all about mental health because, you know, that stuff is important. So if you feel like you need to like practice and get comfortable with it first, then do that. I use 3D models like Ibis Paint provides to help me draw, to help me draw my characters whenever I don't know how to draw a certain pose. And then after like constantly drawing it over and over, using that as a guide, I end up building up that muscle memory to help to where now I no longer need to really follow that anymore. But again, like I said, I'm okay with you know, using 3D references. I mean, it's not like someone's going to be like, if you don't draw freehand, you're going to die. It's like, dude, chill. Come draw comics with me. You're anxious. You need to get all that anxiety out and down on paper because you're talking negative to yourself. It's okay. There's different ways to do art. Freehand is not the only way. At least that's what I believe. Now my anxiety is like, oh my God, we probably shouldn't be so confident in what we're saying. What if we're wrong? It's like, I'm willing to learn new things. I'm okay with that. All right, I need to go back to reading comments. I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah, he told me that, Nikki. He told me that. He said I wasn't going to get anywhere with my art. And I remember standing there, little 18-year-old or 17, yeah, I was 17. 17-year-old Shireen standing there in front of the whole entire class. All my classmates, I remember they would ask me, why do you draw in that style? And I was so confused. And I go, why do you draw in the style you draw in? But yeah, that teacher, he was something else. And I think that was just kind of like his way of giving me tough love by telling me, don't even start, you're going to fail. And I'm like, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that failing before you fail thing. Let me fail first, and then I'm going to try something else. But it's like, it's not going to kill me to try. I don't think it was going to kill me to try. I mean, you know. But, yeah, I think he probably was dealing with a lot of his own internal struggles, and maybe he was probably projecting that on me. I don't know. Or maybe he really, I don't know. I'm not good with people. I don't know. But, yeah, he said that. He was an art professor. And he said that. I mean, I did lose the contest, but, you know, still, had I stopped drawing, y'all wouldn't have Catch Me, Find Me, Love Me. I wouldn't have published 3 books. I published 4 books, working on my 5th one right now. They're all on Amazon. I wouldn't have made, like, 5 Webtoons comics. Nor would I have started my YouTube channel. Nor would I have started my Instagram. Nor would I have started sharing the tips with you guys. Nor would I kind of like be here talking to you guys about this. But yeah, it's interesting how, you know, hope and perseverance. Not even perseverance, but just more so, I'm a draw. Kind of helps you move forward. You know? Okay, well, let's see. Comments. K-pop T. I like how your comic shows people of color and size ratios. Not a lot of comics show that. I'm so glad you like that. Thank you. You want to know something that's interesting about that? Back when I was working on Love Fighting, I was getting it ready for a contest, and I had shared it within a forum on Gaia. I don't remember what it's called, but I shared it on the forum. Go Gaia, I don't know. And I wanted to get people's, feedback on the comic. I just basically wanted someone to tell me that it was good, because I was still, I was still at that stage of seeking for outside approval instead of being like, girl, it's good enough, we good. Which is totally fine. But anyways, I shared my comic on there, and Oriana is a plus size black girl with curly hair. And someone had told me that she was unrealistic because apparently they felt like it was unrealistic for a plus size black woman with curly hair to be half Korean or in Korea or something like that. So it's interesting that you say how the character connects with you, because other people felt like she was unrealistic, and this is just like a testament for other people, for you guys, I guess. It's going to connect with who it's meant to connect with. It's going to connect with, if it connects with you, it's going to connect with somebody else. Oriana didn't connect with them, but Oriana connected with this commenter, K-pop T, that just said that, and that's good enough for me. If it connects with just one other person, then, and it makes them feel happy, then I'm happy. I'm satisfied now. When I was younger, I want more people, but now that I'm older and tired and chilled out more, not that you're not chilled out, but now that I am where I am now, I'm happy if just one person can connect with it. I cry when one person just says, that touched me so much, and it just felt so nice to see someone look like me. That stuff makes me cry. And if I could just get one person to feel that, then one person to feel seen, that makes me happy, and I'm okay with that. Which is why I just kind of am really pushing. It's okay if you feel like your art's not good enough. It's going to connect with someone. The fact that it's in you and it's like that vibe of I want to draw this, let that feeling out and get that feeling drawn, because it's on a mission to connect with somebody, Your art is awesome. Exactly at the level that you're at right now. And it's awesome exactly at the new level that you will be at. Every level is awesome. That's like pizza. Every level of making a pizza is awesome because the end result is delicious. That's like cake. Every level of making cake is awesome. You get to lick the bowl. Focus. Babe, I'm hungry. You ate all. It's fine. It's fine. It's late. I'm gonna get heartburn. I need to focus on comments. Let's see, right? Oh, thank you, Nikki. K-pop T said, also, I started on my Webtoon comic because of you. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's so nice. It's not published yet, but it's called A Siren Spell. It's about a girl who accidentally plays a siren and summons her soul. But that's beautiful. Nikki, you can feel the bitterness in that. Yeah, my TR teacher was kind of something else. But yeah, K-pop T, that's awesome. Congratulations. That is awesome. See, I'm glad you guys are making your comics. I want to at least help be a voice of encouragement. My mom and sisters, they're great encouragers, But it's like having that encouragement from someone who's within the field or within the industry that you're trying to get into kind of does something special to you, So since I'm publishing comics and posting comics online and Webtoons, I'm like, hey, let me go ahead and be that encouraging voice that I didn't have and would have loved to have had to somebody else. Because, not everybody is as chaotic and crazy as I am to still ignore what someone says and still be like, I'm gonna do it. And then, then again, I went on that hiatus where I ain't finna draw nothing, but it's fine. I still want to be that voice of encouragement because I want you guys to draw your Webtoons. I want you guys to get your story out there. I want you guys to feel connected with others if you're feeling like you don't really connect with anyone. I want you guys to be able to create your story so you can see, hey, you connect with someone. Make your story. Let's see. Any other questions? I already started on my first episode. That's exciting. That is exciting. Yes, definitely. Keep on making your comic. Keep having fun. If you need to take breaks, and if you can afford to take breaks, I know with my situation it's a little bit different because I don't really have to adhere to a deadline. I set my own deadlines. But I mean, my situation's a little bit different. I'm not bringing in the income that a contracted webtoon artist is bringing in. Mine is going to take a little bit more time and a little bit more patience before it gets to that level, but I'm okay with that. With every decision that you make, there's a consequence, whether it's good or whether it's bad. But I definitely recommend making sure you take breaks and you listen to yourself when it's like, oh, I don't want to draw right now. Sometimes it's good to listen to yourself before that resentment builds up. And then your brain's like, all right, artist block. We ain't finna draw nothing now. At least that's what happens to me. Other people, they're not like that. They're very tenacious and they can just push past it and draw anyways. I am not one of those people. My brain, art block will kick in so quickly. But again, my situation is a little bit different. I don't really have to be in that position to where I have to force myself to draw because my life, depends on it. Not life depends on it, but my financial situation depends on it. So that's why I can be a little bit more lenient with myself. So if you're starting out and you're still living with your parents or you don't really have to worry about bills and this is more of a side hobby, allow yourself to take breaks. Have fun with your art. Enjoy the process. Be nice to yourself. I say that as I'm just now thinking in my head, God, that line I just drew just looks terrible. Ugh. I'm almost done with this page. It was 10:37. I'm almost done. We're going to go over just a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see what other questions. Looking at the Nikki, working on my comic as we speak. So close. These streams are so good for. Yay! So we draw it together, Nikki. K-pop tea. I'm 17, so I have all the time in quarantine left right now. Awesome! Yes, let's have fun drawing our comics. Let's draw it together. Get some anime music going if you like to listen to anime music. If you like to listen like classical music, get some classical music going. And just have the whole vibe. I got my bunny hat and I got my pink hair. It's a vibe. Have fun with it. Making comics is fun. Art is fun and freedom. We are almost done. My goal is definitely to do some more live streams at around this time in the near future. I will make sure I link or at least make a notification about it on my social media platforms and also on my YouTube. And I will also make sure I have these live streams saved. So if anyone, caught it if anyone missed it or missed any previous information within the live stream, they can always watch the replay. And then also if someone just wants to have me rambling on and on while they draw, they can also do that too. I have no clue if you can hear the sounds of my pen. I love listening. I hate ASMR, certain ones, but the ones I do love would be the sound of art. Like the pen touching the paper or the ink nib touching the paper and stuff. It's weird. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't want to hear somebody chewing, but I know there's other people's things, which is totally fine. But for me, my thing, I like to hear the sound of a pen touching the paper. Because it gets me inspired to draw. It's oh, I hear that sound. I want to draw. But yeah. Oh, one of the sounds I do like is so weird. Is when eating snow and it sounds like, that was okay too. I like that one too. It's just the TikTok and yeah. But yeah, I digress. Okay. This page is done. I did it, guys. I'm not doing the background. I saved that for a whole other I'm doing all the foreground and the characters, drawing those all up first, and then I go back through and I do all the backgrounds, because I'm going slow and steady, easy peasy, relaxed, chilled with this comic, Whisper of Cinnamon. But I'm done, guys. What you think? You like? It's good, yes? I think it's good. I like how it looks. Her name is Tamila. His name, I can't remember if it was Noah or Christian. I think I named him Noah. I don't remember. I have to look at the script. His name's not on the script. I have to look at the image file where I put his name. But you're so quick. I'm quick because I'm chaotic. Before I used to like draw really slow, and because I was so super, I get fixated on things. So my hyperfixation was kind of hindering me, because I was like, this curl has to be perfect. Now I'm like, I could care less if that curl is perfect. We're gonna have fun and just wing it. Woo! So that's why I'm quick, because I've stopped caring. I care, but not as much as before. But I still care. But yeah, your art is cute. Thank you so much, Aria. Your art is so cute. Thank you so much. Yum yum. My studies take some of my time, but I'm working on the plot for my story. I'm designing my characters for now, and for me, that's the most fun part. Yes, I'm glad. Designing characters is also, I like designing like the tropes, like coming up with like my own idea for a trope. That's what's fun too. The dude looks so cool. I know, he's a gumdrop. He's so precious. I like the aesthetic style. He's precious. He's a gumdrop. I really love the clothing. Thank you. I wanted to give her like bubble shoulders. This is my comic Whisper of Cinnamon, so I'll be posting that whenever I get done with it. I've been working on it for like a year, and I'm okay with that. It'll get done. Don't you worry. I already got the script done, so it'll get done, and I'll share it with you guys. But, okay, it is 10:41. I went over by 11 minutes. So, thank you again so much, everyone. Where's my thing? Thank you again so much, everyone, for stopping by. I will, again, link the blog post to all the tools and resources that I recommend for those who want to create a webtoon, but they don't know where to start or how to start. Can you do a tutorial of how you draw clothing? Are you finishing the whole thing before posting? Yes, I am finishing the whole thing before posting. The reason why, it helps me to stick with more consistent updates, and that way I can I'm still trying to grow and still trying to be more tough, but when I see a comment be like, oh, when's it updating, it just does something to me. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna post it when I get it all done, and then I'll post from the buffer, so I can keep that consistency with the updates, and then that way, the platform algorithm will help consistently push it up, and that way the consistency will help it to possibly, get more attention from viewers who are looking for something to read. So yeah, for this one, I'm finishing it, and then I'll post it, do weekly updates, or whichever one I'm feeling. But yeah, can you do tutorials of how you draw clothing? I can definitely do. I mean, what would the thing be that you like to see? Because I'm not the best at tutorials, but I can definitely do a video of me drawing different clothing, and I don't know what to do from there, but I can definitely do something like that. Just let me know what you like to see. I'm so glad that it was fun. Thank you again so much for stopping by. I've chatted on for 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and go. But bye, guys. I will see you again. I don't know when, but I'll make a post, but it'll be at 9:30. It's 9:40. It'll be around that time.